welcome back to the wonderful world of faith with Afia. Today I'm not in my house, I'm not in London, I'm not even in Santorini. I am here. Let me see if you can guess the flag. I am in... That's a really crap flag right now because the wind is not blowing. I am in Australia, aka Australia. Right now I'm on location at what is called the Shrine of Remembrance, to remember people who died in the war. I'm actually staying quite close to here, so that's what I'm doing here. But I wanted to record a quick YouTube video for you guys about your legacy, about your impact, and about the work of God to help you establish that. Okay guys, so I'm going to be talking about Acts 5 verse 38 to 39, and I really love this. So part of it comes from when Peter is doing his preaching and whatnot, and then the men of the day have a plan against him and they basically want to kill him. And so Guillemot, I think that's his name, I think he's like one of the Roman guys of the time or whatnot, but he basically just gives them a challenge, a charge, and he basically says to them two things: leave this man alone and let him do what he's doing, talking about Peter. And he basically says that if what Peter is doing is not of God, it won't come to nothing, but if what he's doing is of God, then it cannot be stopped. Therefore leave him alone, and whether or not it is or it isn't of God, we will all stand and see. So I want to read it so I can be accurate, but I'm going to then talk about why I really think it's a really profound verse. Okay, so Acts chapter 5 verse 38 to 39. I'll read it in a minute, but just for a quick bit of context, the men of the day, that the Roman guys, want to basically kill Peter, the apostle, because they don't like what he's doing, he's preaching and he's teaching. And so Guillemot, who I think is like one of the guards, as you can see, I'm on location at the shrine. So I really have not had time to do a Bible study on this word, but I wanted to just share the principle of it. And he basically says, leave Peter alone. If Peter is doing something that is not of God and that is wrong, it won't come to nothing anyway, so you have nothing to worry about. And if he is doing something that is of God, then you can't stop him. So fall back. I'm going to read it, like I said, just to be accurate, but then I'm going to talk about why I really think this is really profound and what we can really learn from this. So Acts chapter 5 verses 38 to 39 says, and now I say to you, keep away from these men and let them alone. For if this plan or if this work is of men, it will come to nothing. But if this is of God, you cannot overthrow it, lest you even be found to fight against God. And I love that it says, if it is of men, it comes to nothing. But if it is of God, it cannot, be disrupted. It will be established. And I really love that because it just encourages you that when you work with that in mind. You need to see who you're working unto. The Bible tells us in Colossians 3:23-24 that when we work not unto men, but we work unto God, and then there'll be a reward. So reading this in Acts 5:38-39, Guillemot really says that if what Peter and his boys were doing was of God, then you can't do anything about it unless you be found to fight against God. But if it's of men, then it'll be overthrown. And so my question to you today, and something that I really had to challenge myself with today, is what are the things in your life that despite being good things, they're not God things? What are the things in your life that despite being good things, they're purely the work of men? They're the things that you have thought up in your heart. They're the things that you and your friends have, colluded to do. They're the things that you and people at work, if you like, have said that you're going to do, but God is not in it. It's a good thing, but God is not in it. Because if you're doing things that are not of God, if you're doing things that, even like I said, they could be good, but they're not God, if you're doing those kind of things, then those things are the work of men, and guess what? Those things will not come to pass. But the Bible says that instead, if you're doing the things of God, then nobody can withstand that, nobody can come against that. It will come to pass. It has to be established. Just be encouraged that when you're planning a work in your heart, make sure you really consider it through the place of prayer, and really make sure that you commit it unto God and consecrate it unto God, so that when God is involved, it will truly be of God, and therefore it cannot be overthrown. But if you seek to do things to rush impatiently without seeking God, without hearing the heart of God, the work that you're doing, then it's the work of men, and the work of men. Remember that. So just be encouraged, guys, and remember, pray things through, think things through, submit things into the hands of God, and it cannot be overthrown. So I'll see you in another video. Bye guys. Bye.